Ever had someone tweak an AWS setting out of band at 3 a.m? Drift detection has your back. State conflicts happen weekly. It's so painful. Drift goes unnoticed for months, and there is no clear audit trail when things break. Spacelift claims to solve all of these problems. Let's see if that's true. I'm testing Spacelift's infrastructure as code platform. I'll take you through the whole end-to-end process for getting your IAC up and running on Spacelift, looking at GitLab integrations, drift detections, and policy enforcement, starting with the basics to see if it's easy to set up, then testing the advanced features to check if they deliver in practice. As usual, I will link all code at mergeready.com, linked in the description below. Let's get stuck in. The first requirement is the GitLab integration. Spacelift connects directly to your existing repositories. No migration needed. Repos stay exactly where they are. In GitLab, generate a token with API scope. In the console, click source control, then set up integration. Select GitLab and make sure the URLs are correct. Add a personal access token with the API scope. Give it a name like GitLab and click Setup. This is a standard auth token flow. No surprises here. A quick pause if you want deep dives into infrastructure tools, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Most of you aren't subscribed yet. It's free and helps me keep making practical DevOps tutorials. Next, Webhook Configuration. This is what triggers Terraform runs from GitLab events. Every push event initiates a plan phase automatically. Grab your webhook URL from the integration in Spacelift. In your GitLab repo, go to Settings, then Webhooks, add the Spacelift webhook URL. Grab the webhook secret from your integration and add it here. Select push events, tag events, and merge request events. Test the connection. Webhook registered, CI/CD flow established. From here, every code change automatically triggers a Spacelift run. Smooth sailing so far. Plan policies. Now the policy system, powered by Open Policy Agent, Spacelift uses Rego for policy definitions. Let's create a plan policy. This one blocks resource deletion unless explicitly allowed. This means deletions are blocked unless the resource is tagged temporary. I'll also create a basic push policy to enable us to trigger jobs when any pushes happen. Standard OPA syntax with no proprietary lock-in. Simulator. Spacelift Simulator lets you upload a sample Terraform plan to test your policy. It tells you whether it would be allowed or denied. See the exact policy impact before enforcing it. This saves time and prevents failed deployments. Attaching policies is straightforward. Each stack supports multiple policy types. Push policies decide whether a push should trigger a run. Plan policies inspect the plan changes and can deny or warn. Approval policies, human or policy-based approvals. Login policies are global, account-wide access control. Spacelift also provides a great catalog of pre-made policy templates. Nice and simple to configure. Policies then apply to all future runs. Create a stack. A stack configuration ties it all together. It's the environment in which your Terraform pipeline will be ran. Click Stacks, create stack, and give your stack a name. Click Continue. Select the integration we created previously, specify the path to the Terraform, and click Continue. Choose which vendor you want to use. In our case, we'll be using OpenTofu. Click Create and Continue. Now, if I make a quick change to our code, just a simple update, you can see it triggers a job, as we'd expect. Each stack is configured independently. Different stacks can use different versions. You can test a new OpenTofu version on a smaller stack before rolling it out to everyone. For now, we'll use the public worker pool. We'll talk more about workers and custom workers later in this video. Ignored runs. Some runs are ignored automatically when push policies say so, e.g. docs-only commits or changes outside of the project root. Spacelift marks these as ignored and shows you exactly why. You can view why in the Ignored Runs tab. This is not a manual override, but policy logic in action. Audit trails. Audit logging is thorough. Every run is captured, who triggered it, when it happened, which policies applied, and what changed. Compliance standards met, SOC 2 and ISO 27001. You can export audit events via webhooks to your SIEM or data lake. Full change history with nothing hidden. Worker pool creation. Default workers run in Spacelift's cloud, but enterprises usually need private workers. Generate a private key and CSR locally. Use this command to generate a key, and use that key to generate the CSR. Create the worker pool, upload the CSR. Spacelift returns a pull token, worker-pull-random-string.config, containing the signed cert. Use the token to launch workers on EC2 or Kubernetes. Workers auto-register to the pool. Here I am using this very Terraform to deploy our worker. The Spacelift_ token is the base64 encoded config downloaded previously, and the Spacelift pool private key is the key used for the CSR generation, also base64 encoded. In this example, I'm using a simple EC2 instance with the worker being installed via the user data. These workers can reach private networks, respect firewalls, and use custom tooling. Workers auto-register back to the pool. Scale up and down based on workload. Environment variables. Variable management handles secrets properly. AWS keys, API tokens, database passwords. Secrets are separate from TF-vars, masked in logs and the UI. Encryption at rest and scoped per environment. A quick note about merge ready. I use the same approach to make technical demos for clients. If you need clear, concise product videos, check out mergeready.io. Back to worker assignment. Plan and apply. Now, if I trigger this job again, you can see that it queues, the plan is running, and that's all applied. You can see the instance is initializing here in AWS, and when the initialization is complete, we can hop back over to Spacelift, and we can see the worker is registered perfectly. Assigning workers. Worker assignment is at the stack level. Select your worker pool from the drop-down. Private pools for production and public pools for testing, geographic placement availability for latency and compliance needs. Auto-deploy. Auto-deploy options are flexible. Trigger deployments on successful plans or require manual approval. Spacelift docs say that auto-deploy requires the planning phase to be successful and no plan policy warnings. Policy-based approval is especially useful. If the policy passes and no deletions are detected, the deployment happens automatically. Otherwise, it waits for review. A good balance between automation and control. Scheduling drift detection. Drift detection scheduling solves a real issue. Infrastructure often changes outside of Terraform. Manual console edits, external tools, and emergency fixes. We've all been there. Drift detection requires a private worker pool. Schedule checks via a cron. It can trigger tracked runs to reconcile during drift and respects your auto-deployment setting. Notifications can be configured to fire when drift is detected. Drift detection in action. This dashboard shows real infrastructure state compared against the Terraform configuration. Drift is highlighted with an orange marker. Click through for full details. You can configure, you can remediate directly or update the code. Works as advertised. Other features. Some other features worth noting are Terragrant support for large repos. Custom Docker images allow specialized workflows. For example, include security scanners or cloud CLIs in the run environment. SAML SSO for enterprise identity. Cost estimation via infra-cost integration before deployment. Dependency management between stacks. Approval workflows for governance. Broad enterprise coverage. That's Spacelift tested end-to-end. GitLab integrations, policy enforcements, drift detections, and worker pools. Subscribe for more platform deep dives. Comment below if you've tried Spacelift. Which features matter most to your team? Until next time, stay merge ready.